sanitation, education, relief from poverty. These are the real instruments of peace. I remember right when I had been announced that I was the world president of Rotary, a reporter from the New York Times called me. And he says, I understand this Rotary organization's interested in peace. I says, yes, we are. He said, well, what do you plan to do about the situation in the Middle East? I said, well, Rotary doesn't have those are the instruments of war. Rotary doesn't have the weapons of war of tanks and planes and rockets. Rotary works with the instruments of peace, food and education, medicine, and sanitation. This questions got harder later on. But you see, there's so many aspects of the work we do in Rotary. One of the other sides of our whole foundation, of course, are the many educational programs. After I left the University of California, I went to the University of Pacific over in Stockton. And about 25 years ago, I remember we had a Rotary ambassadorial scholar at University of Pacific. And she was studying to help young people who had speaking and hearing disabilities. And this young lady, Lalita Pratek, was such a charming young lady. And she wore her saris around campus. Everybody knew her. She visited every Rotary club in the area to get a free meal. No, she didn't miss anything. And towards the end of the year, she had a wonderful experience. And a couple Rotarians said, have you talked to Lalita lately? She's trying to find a sponsor who will help her stay in the United States. I says, no, I haven't seen her, but she's been in our home on other occasions. But I'll visit with Lalita. So Lalita came to my office, and I said, Lalita, I'm just so pleased that you've had a wonderful experience here in the United States. She says, oh, I understand. You're going to help me find a sponsor. I says, I'm going to tell you something you don't want to hear. No, I'm not going to help you find a sponsor, nor will I encourage anyone else to do so. Because the Rotarians in India gave you a rare experience to come to this country to expand your educational opportunities. Now is the time for you to go back to India and you help the people of India. Well, the tears were coming down her face. She was so upset. She said, I thought you'd help me. I says, no, Lalita, you help the children of India. Well, that would be just about the end of the story, except that Lalita came to my, we happened to see Lalita a couple years ago when we were in Bangalore, India. And this day we were dedicating a hospital. And the hospital was a cardiac hospital, and it had a special program for children with cardiac problems. And they had a big celebration, and we were going to unveil a rotary wheel on the side of the building and a message there. And India does things really big. They have huge parades and things and lots of banners and flowers, and it was really decorated. And there were probably 300 or 400 Rotarians. And the district governor said, just before the ceremony, I'd like for you to meet the administrator of the hospital. I said, yes, I'd like to meet him. He said, well, it's not a him, it's a her. And we went over to the side of the stage, and sure enough, there was Lalita, administrator of this hospital. And we chatted a bit, and once again the tears came down her eyes. And she said, thank you so much for what you did for me that day, to tell me to come and help the children of India. And she had a little model of the Taj Mahal all wrapped up with a ribbon, and she put it in my hands. And she said, thank you. Tell the people of Rotary how much I appreciated the opportunities that were given to me. You see, Lolita had become the leading educator for handicapped children in that whole part of India. You see, the things that we do in Rotary are often like dropping a pedal into the water. And the ripples go round and round, and you never know who they're touching or who they touch. But you know that Rotary is doing something mighty important. Well, I think I've talked about as long as it seems. Let me close with just a little personal note. As the world president, as Mr. said, I picked the theme, real happiness is helping others, because I truly believe that so much more comes back into your life as you reach out and find other people that you can serve who are hungry and hurting and cold and friendless and live without any hope. As I traveled the world, I used to repeat that theme, real happiness is helping others. As I traveled the world, I frequently quoted an old Chinese proverb. I don't know why the Chinese are so smart. They just sit around thinking up proverbs. But there's an old Chinese proverb that goes like this: if you want happiness for a day, take a nap. For an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a week, take a vacation. If you want happiness for a month, get married. If you want happiness all your life, it only comes by helping others. So my message really is simply this: if you want to be a real Rotarian, do some good things. Good things right in your own community every day. Reach out to people, little random acts of kindness, and you can improve the lives of people that you may never know, you may never meet. I assure you that when you reach out and do these acts of kindness, or work with your fellow Rotarians on a community project, that will be a special day in your life. And that will be the day that you can say, I think today I became a Rotarian. God bless you for all the work you do.